Welcome to Hungary for round 10 of the Real Grid's 1990 Formula 1 Championship. And here we see a potential change in form, a real chance for Williams to get a win away from the McLaren Ferrari monopoly of victory this season, with Thierryboutsen is on pole and riccardopatrese is second on the grid. But of course it is raining and it's going to be very wet. It's supposed to say wet for the race, but will that protect us from some of the stupid strategic decisions we always see on this game when it's wet? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? As things stand at the moment, though, Boutsen on pole, Patrese second. Is that going to be enough to fend off the advances of McLaren, who are third and fourth on the grid? Berger only 3 points off of his teammate in the World Championship, and looks like he could further extend that today if he and close that in today if he can hold off Ayrtonsenna. Senna in fourth, he'll be hoping to have a go. Nigelmansell is there or thereabouts, fifth place. And then his teammate Prost, once again, underwhelming in qualifying, as we have seen so often this year. Nelsonpiquet's Benetton, he's struggling as well. Nannini, I think, did a little bit better, qualified a little bit higher up. So Derek Warwick's got the Lotus back up in 11th. It's been quite difficult for Lotus to get that high in recent races, but he'll be happy with his effort there. You see Bernard in the LaRousse, Pirot in the Dallara, and the Martini in the Minardi. So to reflect on what we've seen from this grid, we see Jean Alesi, he's in 6th, and once again he'll be trying to get points, but like we say, always qualifies well, and the race pace of that Tyrrell is so underwhelming that is going to make things very difficult for him to get any points at all this entire season. And yeah, it's a shame for Alesi, but it is what it is. His best chance of getting some points came in Monaco, where he was running in fourth and it was difficult to overtake, and then the car let him down. So, but here, of course, just looking back to Williams, they're 1 and 2. Hungary is notoriously difficult to overtake on, so that's another thing that goes in Williams' favour. If it was a dry race, that'd be 2 cars to block McLaren's path to the win. In the wet, we'll see. Will one of them pit and let McLaren in? But then McLaren might pit as well. You know, it should stay wet, so we should see them all stay out. But you never know in this game. So here we go then. Boutsen on pole, Patrese alongside, then 2 McLarens, then Mansell, then Alesi. We're all getting ready to go here in Hungary, and they're away now. And Boutsen off the line. Initially looked a bit slow, but he's got away fine. Patrese away well. It was Senna, I think, who made a bit of a sluggish start overall, although he still looks like he's holding fourth as they come down into turn 1. Nannini already fighting to find his way past Jean Alesi, and that move has been completed. So Alesi knocks down to 7th already. Well, they said it was going to be really wet. It's not that wet. It's wet, but not as terrible as we have seen at times. But the 2 Williams retain their 1-2 at the moment, on track as they did in qualifying. Boutsen ahead of Patrese, Berger in 3rd, trying to hunt down riccardopatrese and get up into 2nd position. And it remains to be seen what can happen in this race. Will it be a procession, considering those 2 Williams are much slower? I would have thought not. And Berger is already having a look at riccardopatrese. There he goes, he's alongside. Patrese takes a little bit of a shortcut to stay ahead, and he remains in 2nd place for now. The longer Patrese, this might actually doom Patrese to not being able to win the race, because the longer Patrese holds Boutsen off, Berger off, the more time. Oh, there's I saw an engine blow up in the background there, but might have just been a bit of spray. But yeah, the longer Patrese can hold Berger off, the more opportunity it gives Boutsen to get away, although he's not doing much of that get away stuff right now. But he will try to use it. It's a 3-lap race. We're already a 3rd distance through, and is anyone going to pit? It's not looking like it. They're all still there at the moment, so maybe for once the AI aren't going to make any stupid pitting decisions in a 5% race. Well, we'll say we've got 1 more lap to get through before they can't really make any stupid decisions anymore, but it's looking like they're all going to stay out, and we're actually going to see a race where half the front runners don't go through. And there's Prost inside Alesi, and well, lucky the crash detection isn't working too strongly there, because Alesi would have no front left corner by now. But yeah, Prost is through, and Alesi's been trying for a little while. Now Alain Prost is up in the 7th place, and he will be seeking to make his way up into the points, trying to close down Alessandro Nannini. Boutsen, he's struggling for pace, isn't he? He's not getting away. Patrese is still there. Would Williams be better off letting Patrese go? Because maybe Boutsen just doesn't appear to have the pace, does he, at all? But he is still in P1, and Patrese is still sitting behind him. And the challenge from Berger, the close challenge from Berger to Patrese, appears to have faded at the moment. He's not really attacking Williams. The longer this race goes on with them in P1 and P2, the stronger their claim for a victory is looking, and they might finally get into that McLaren Ferrari monopoly on the victories this year. Remains to be seen, but it's looking very, very good for Williams as we go towards the end of the second lap and towards the 2/3 distance. And we're hearing that some people are already in the pit lane. So what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Boutsen is going to go off into the pits, and so is Berger. Well, Berger's gained from a stupid decision from Senna and Hockenheim, and now it looks like he's going to be a loser. Why would you do that? Again, the AI in this thing. And there's that. That's in the pit lane. That's Boutsen. Is that Boutsen or was that Patrese? Has Patrese slowed down on the straight? One of the Williams definitely slowed down with a major issue. And I can't tell if it's... I think it must have been Patrese. I think we're going to see... No, it's not. Patrese is still there. So it must have been Boutsen. Slowed down. And the McLaren came straight past him. So clearly an issue going on there. But Patrese is still in the lead. So it must have been Boutsen with the problem. We did see him pull into his pits though. So maybe it's just the start of an issue for Thierryboutsen. Well, that will cut him out of any hope to win the race, even if the strategic gamble did work out. But the track is looking a lot drier now. Berger, I think, is still... He's out and he's still in 6th place. So Boutsen could have had that, but his issue has denied him there. So now it's very much Riccardo Patrese versus Ayrton Senna for the victory. And Senna will be looking... Prost is there in the background. Prost has made a good strategic decision this time, and he is up in 3rd place. So, but he's not looking much like catching up to those two. Prost has only had, I think, 1 podium since he won in Phoenix in the opening race. So a 2nd podium would be very welcome to Alainprost, even if it is lucked into through poor strategic decisions by some of his rivals. But look, Patrese's still there. Senna running out of time. He's got to have a look, and he's got to have a look now, because it doesn't really look like the McLaren has got the confidence and grip to attack Williams. Since Berger tried on Patrese in the first lap, they've not looked to have that confidence. And now Riccardo Patrese comes around the last corner, and it is surely going to be a Williams-Renault victory in Hungary. What a great performance. Senna trying to get some grip, but he's not close enough to attack Patrese. And Patrese wins, gets his and Williams' first victory of the season. Great reward for the work they've put in this season. Senna in 2nd place will extend his title advantage over Gerhardberger, who was actually closing in. You look at on the slicks, he got into within a second of Donnelly. So Berger, give it another lap or two, he could well have been back in those podium positions. But these races are 5%, they're not that long, and it didn't happen. So, so Senna will pull his championship advantage out over Gerhardberger back to 8 points. So let's run you through the finishing order then. Riccardo Patrese wins the race. Ayrton Senna in 2nd. Alainprost, he came up and finished 3rd. He'll be happy with that. It's been a bit of a lucky situation, but Prost has been unlucky at times, or not had the performance generally, and to go from 8th on the grid to 3rd in this race will please him greatly. Nelsonpiquet, he finishes in 4th, so good performance from him, and I think that's his best result for a while, so he'll be very happy there. Martindonnelly all the way up in the 5th place. Great strategic call from Lotus, and they get a couple of points despite Derek Warwick's car giving out on him. So yeah, really good result from Martindonnelly, and Gerhardberger recovers to take 6th and 1 point. So the Drivers' Championship sees Ayrton Senna on 57 points. Gerhardberger 8 behind on 49. Nigel Mansell and Alainprost tied for 3rd on 31 points each. That's a whopping 26 points behind Senna, and if anybody thought that Ferrari were going to get into the championship battle following Nigel Mansell's consecutive victories and then a good 2nd place in Hockenheim, I think this just goes to confirm that won't be the case. So yes, Patrese up to 5th on 21 points, Piquet 6th on 19, Boutsen 7th on 13, Nannini 8th on 6, Donnelly 9th on 5, and Griard still holding 10th on 4 from his podium in the opening race of the season. The Constructors' Championship, McLaren on 106, Ferrari on 62, Williams on 34 points, Benetton on 25, LaRousse in 5th on 6, and Lotus in 6th, also on 6. Then you have Von Metal on 4, Ligier 3, Leighton House 3, and Minardi on 1. So all that is left to say is thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you.